Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Thursday Night Football. Let's get it real quick. Let's recap what we had in our last NFL slip. Our last slip from Sunday went 2 for 3. The lock of the day was Josh Jacobs over Jamar Chase over 83.5 yards receiving. Crush had 130 yards in that game. As far as the other picks went, Mark Andrews had 0 catches. That still blows my mind that Mark Andrews had no catches in that game. Jacoby Brissett ends up not throwing a pick, ends up having a really efficient game after 4 straight weeks of at least throwing 1 interception versus that Ravens defense. Josh Jacobs is continuing to have his crazy run right now. Went ballistic. His yardage was at 85.5, ran for 143, and then CeeDee Lamb comes up 4 yards shy. In football, if you got a guy comes up a couple yards short, that's just a bummer. Also, the offense passing the ball really didn't get going like I thought it was going to. But it is what it is. So we went 2 for 3 on that last slip on Sunday, or 2 for 5, 2 for 5. Today we've got a 3 slip for tonight's Thursday Night Football game. So let's get right into it. Real quick, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, in the link down in the description below, I have a link that takes you straight to the App Store where you can download Underdog Fantasy, because you're going to want to hop in on the action this year. They have added a whole bunch of new features to Underdog Fantasy this year. Starting with the brand new insurance feature, okay? This insurance feature is a new thing that has been super requested for the fans and the customers of Underdog Fantasy. Essentially, all you do is you click insurance right here. And if you can see right there, all you have to do is hit 4 of these picks to win, but the value does drop down. So if you turn off the insurance, you do a $10 bet, you obviously get $200. And if you turn on the insurance feature, it drops down a multiplier down to 10. But if you miss one of these picks, say, Jameis Winston gets hurt or something, he doesn't end up throwing 2 touchdown passes. But everybody else hits, like Lamar, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, and Justin Jefferson. All these guys hit. You still hit the slip. You just get it for $100. It just goes down a multiplier, which is a huge feature a lot of people have been asking for, so they received it. Also, they have added second half lines now to games. Obviously, it is on. There is nothing up because there's no NFL second half games, but they have added NFL second half. So just like for the Thursday night game, I'll throw up that clip right here. Thursday night, they dropped all the second half lines for that Thursday night game between the Bills and the Rams. They've added a bunch of new features this year. They're trying to improve to get the app better for you guys. Also, when you sign up, if you use code TAKEMYSHOT, you'll get $100 match, up to $100 match and 100% deposit match on your first time deposit. So if you do that, you can deposit $50, you get an extra $50, $20, you get an extra $20. Whole lot of stuff coming with Underdog Fantasy this year. Make sure you sign up with code TAKEMYSHOT. Now let's get to today's picks. All right, man. Coming hot with today's lock of the day. Let's get it. From this Thursday night football game, between the Bucs and the Ravens. Huge games for both teams. Ravens need to stay atop the AFC North, and the Tampa Bay Bucs are in a gigantic skid right now. Some of the worst offensive numbers of Tom Brady's career are being put up through 7 weeks of the season. So we're going to go to the run game for the Ravens. Give me Gus Edwards over 45.5 yards rushing, the Gus Bus. In his debut from his season-ending injury a year ago, 16 carries for 66 yards and was the clear number 1 back. Got the most carries, got the most touches, got the most snaps for any running back for the Ravens in the backfield last week. And since week 4, the Ravens, obviously I watch every single Ravens game. Weeks 1 through 3, we were passing the ball fantastic. It was the best I had ever seen the Baltimore Ravens pass the ball with Lamar Jackson since he's been here, since he's been a part of the Ravens. Since week 4, we have kind of completely abandoned that, and we have gotten back to running the football. And the numbers show that. Since week 4, the Ravens ran for 162 yards, 155, 211, and 160. The number 1 backs from each of those games, 41 from J.K. Dobbins, 44 from J.K. Dobbins, and just 8 carries got injured in that game, 119 from Kenyon Drake, and 66 last week from Gus Edwards. That means the Ravens, since week 4, are averaging 172 yards as a team, since week 4, and the lead back, the RB1 for the Ravens, is averaging 68 yards since week 4. So clearly the Ravens are running the ball a lot better than they were at the beginning of the season, and the running back 1 has been having a gigantic success since they've started running the ball. So give me Gus Edwards over 45.5 yards for those reasons. Also, Tampa Bay has been struggling defending the run in their little 5-game skid that they've been in. Versus Carolina, obviously last week they got torched. 173 yards from the Carolina Panthers last week. They gave up just 80 yards to the Steelers, but the Steelers are pretty bad. 151 yards rushing to Atlanta, 189 yards rushing to Kansas City, and 67 yards rushing to Green Bay. That means that Tampa Bay defense, since they're in their 5-game skid that they're in right now, have allowed 117 yards rushing per game and 83 yards per game from the RB1 in those games. So Tampa Bay not really defending the run very well right now. Baltimore is running the ball fantastically right now. So give me Gus Edwards over 45.5 yards rushing tonight. Next up, we're going to head over to the GOAT. Give me Tom Brady over 38.5 pass attempts. And again, a little bit of a theme here with this last 5-game stretch that they're on. He's gone over in 5 straight games in this 38.5 pass attempts. He's averaging 47 pass attempts in their last 5 games, and it fits and it matches perfectly with this Ravens defense, because what do teams like to do versus the Ravens? They like to pass the heck out of the football. Through weeks 1 and 2, the Ravens were the most passed on team in NFL history, like 108 pass attempts through 2 weeks against the Ravens defense. It's crazy, incredible. They currently sit right now in the rankings 4th most passed on defense in the NFL. They've been thrown at 266 times for 38 times average. So right where Tom Brady's line is 38.5, and the defense averages 38 pass attempts against them. Anticipate this game to be a low scoring. Both offenses are kind of struggling to put points on the board right now. Anticipate this to be a low scoring game where they're not really getting the ball down the field, so they're going to be forced to pass the ball. Is this Tampa Bay defense. So give me Tom Brady over 38.5 pass attempts today. And our last play of the day today will be coming from a kicker rival. You heard me right, a kicker rival. Give me Justin Tucker to make more extra points than Ryan Suckup today. Tampa Bay's offense this season is averaging 17 points per game, which means they're only averaging about 2 touchdowns a game. They are really struggling offensively, putting up some of the worst numbers in Tom Brady's career offensively. And contrary to what people think, the Ravens have a pretty elite level defense. They don't allow a whole lot of points. It's just a little bit inflated at the beginning of the season because of the whole Miami Dolphins thing. But Justin Tucker and this Ravens offense they also have not really been struggling. They've been struggling to put up points on the board once they get into the red zone, but they have been scoring significantly more points than the Tampa Bay Bucks have. So give me Justin Tucker to make more extra points. So essentially, what we're looking for here is for the Ravens to score more touchdowns than the Bucks do, and I do anticipate that to happen. So give me Justin Tucker to make more extra points straight up, 1 or half, whatever it is. It's just straight up here. So Justin Tucker to make more extra points than Ryan Suckup does tonight. All right, which means it's time for our perfect 3 slip. The lock of the day is Gus Edwards over 45.5 yards rushing. Give me Tom Brady over 38.5 pass attempts, and give me Justin Tucker to make more extra points straight up in a rival over Ryan Suckup. For our first, I think that's our first rival this season in the NFL, so excited for that. You guys know, in history, I struggle with the rivals. The opposing person that I choose against my rival always goes crazy, but hopefully let's get the dub here. That's going to be today's Thursday Night Football Perfect 3 Slip. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Excited for this game tonight, whether I'm a Ravens fan or not. I am excited for this game. It should be a good game between the Ravens and the Bucks tonight. Early when the season schedules came out, this Ravens versus Bucks game I thought was going to be a huge game. It was going to be 2 title contenders going at it. Not necessarily what it's turned out to be at this point in the season. The Bucks are struggling, Ravens are struggling, but it's a big statement game for both teams. Bucks really need a win. Ravens really need to go on a win streak. They have yet to go on a win streak this season. They win a game, they lose a game. They win a game, they lose a game. They win a game, they lose a game. And Tom Brady's having one of the worst starts to his career ever through 7 weeks of the season. So I know we've had back-to-back rough days in the NBA. Just like how we started the NBA, though, we had back-to-back sweeps. And so we've just had back-to-back bad days. Happens. Let's go ahead and stay hot on prime time. On Thursday night games, I believe we are 11 for 14, getting more correct selections than wrong selections. And if you've used insurance, 11 out of my 13 times you would have hit on insurance. So we've been hot on primetime games, so let's continue to stay hot, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.